Yo, what is good, my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned with yet another Kaiju number 8 video. And guys, you can see this big smile on my face here because we got ourselves a challenge. We got ourselves a fight here, and I'm going to be breaking down how this fight works. The Fury of Inheritance Fierce Battle area. I know I'm just jumping right into this. Stage 15. It's actually a tiny bit difficult. I'm not gonna lie, just a little bit, because the boss has extra mechanics that we are not quite used to just yet. But if you know how to keep the boss under control, keep the boss locked down, then you will be perfectly fine. If you cannot figure out that perfect remedy for keeping the boss locked down, then you're gonna be kind of screwed. I do not have the new Kikuru. All I have is a new Chester. That man is gonna be like an all-star in here, but really the bigger all-star is that man Nadami on the second stage, and I'm gonna explain why whenever we get into the second stage. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, my team can auto battle this, but even still, there is something you still have to like play around with the game mode in the first place and figure out the right set of units before you can even get to that capability. And I had to mess around with it for a little bit, but we figured out the perfect team comp if you don't have Kikuru. Now, I don't know how much different of an experience it is with Kikuru. I do plan to pick up Kikuru. Just, I want to get her or her weapon first from the summons so I can buy whatever I don't pick up from the pity shop. But as of right now, yeah, we don't have her, and it's cool. It's whatever. I'm not gonna cry about it. We'll work towards it throughout the month because we have all month to try and pick her up. Or not all month, we have like 19 days to try and pick her up. But even still, guys, I am just gonna go ahead and say it now. I'm so happy. Now, everything that came out on the update yesterday may not have been the craziest thing, but I am at the very least very happy with the Steam version. It seems that it runs absolutely buttery smooth. It also seems like there's not really any hiccups at all. There were like little tears and breaks in the screen and some of the animations that I was seeing, but I set it to the right resolution on my monitor and set it to just like max quality, and it actually just stopped giving me those little breaks and issues. So I think that may have fixed the graphical infidelity at the very least. But yes, very excited about the Steam version. Very excited to see what the game evolves into now that the game is being fully realized in full swing, right? And guys, I'll be honest with you, I'm actually watching a Lord Slug video over here right now. Shout out to homie. But I'm watching his video and he's talking about how the gacha game revenue is. I don't do videos like that, so I do appreciate him for those videos. But Kaiju number 8, the game made 8 million in the first month? Huh? Dude, there were so many people complaining and saying that it was like a dead game, but I guess the people who were enjoying it were really freaking enjoying it. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and just hop right into this mission. If you do enjoy videos like these, or I guess I can go ahead and go into this season's stage effects, Fury of Inheritance. I can look over it in general. Let's look right here real quick. For each debuff already applied to a kaiju, the unit's damage dealt is increased plus 30%, and the crit damage is increased plus 15% to that kaiju, to a max of damage dealt 90% and a max of crit damage 45%. And then after activating an ultimate, all allies attack plus 4%, and then that's up to max of 15 stacks. So 15 times 4% is 60%, I'm pretty sure. And then effect hit rate plus 20%. And she has defense down, so that's where the effect hit rate comes in. Also, both of them have really excellent ultimate effects, so the ultimate thing is for both of them. But the debuff already being on an enemy, that's mainly for Kikuru. So you can see that a lot of it is geared towards Kikuru, but this is the team that we're going to be using. You can see you need slashers for the first stage. I actually just wanted to have an opportunity to just glaze this man Hoshina. So we got the triple Hoshina team, the dark triad here. Or no, that's something different from Black Clover. But we got the Hoshina triad here with that boy Rio as their supporter, just filling in the extra slot there. We could put Mina instead to make, yeah, let's try that. This stage isn't hard. The front stage isn't hard. Like, it doesn't really matter. I'll keep it the same for now just because I want the extra DPS. Or no, not extra DPS, but we'll keep it the same for now because Rio does provide team-wide buffs. But yes, the second stage is where things really get crazy. But I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to hop in. We're going to watch the fight go about. And then we're also going to talk about the second stage and why it is so difficult, or what is the new mechanics and gimmicks in it. So chat, like I said, this first stage right here is going to be very easy. The first time that I did this, not the first time I did it. The first time I did it, I lost. I lost a couple times doing this stage here. But I finally came in and I pretty much auto battled this entire first room right here. Because like I said, this entire first half of the stage is really easy. But I can't front on you. This second half of the stage at the end, like in the second room, or the second wave of the second room, that is when this gets difficult. And I feel like that stage alone could be a showcase stage. But hopefully it's not too hard, because I feel like your units need to be like absolutely like maxed out, right? To actually survive in that stage even. But as long as you have, again, some form of control in that stage, you will be able to steamroll that stage. And I will explain to you what I mean by some form of control, because you're gonna understand very quickly when we go into the stage some things that are gonna be a bit troublesome and give you a lot of problems. But yes, we are just running a typical buffer and DPS comp. We have number 10 Hoshina dropping 100k casually on his combat skill. That's what I like about this Hoshina. He has a blast attack, which is very good for wiping away waves of enemies, and then as soon as he does his ultimate and gets into the resonant state, his skill automatically just turns into another skill that's pretty much as strong as his ultimate, if not stronger, or by the degree he buffs himself, it becomes stronger than his ultimate by the time he does it a few more times. So with the first time it was 100k, and then you can see that time it was 90k right there. But this, not this Hoshina, but the other Hoshina is just going to be consistently dropping off, you know, combat skill leading into ultimates. Like him beside 4-star version of himself is just too crazy of a combo. Boom, we're about to get the ultimate right here next, and it's perfect timing because we just core exposed Crypto Branch. That is the name of this Kaiju. But right after the break, we get this skill off, and it's gonna do all crits, of course, because the crit rate is phenomenal. And boom, we do 120k damage essentially. It was 119k. But yes, the 4-star Hoshina is still definitely a goated support nonetheless, especially in considering the fact that there are plenty of game modes in this game that do need, or not plenty, but this game mode is here to stay. We have a permanent version of this game mode, and we also have this limited version of the game mode, right? So this game mode, 1,000,000,000%, no matter how you look at it, is here to stay. We are finally here in the second stage. You can already see that most of these enemies right here all require blunt damage to break through them, but we do have units that are just very powerful and can probably just get the kills out, right? Outright without even having to get through the break, or we might still break some here or there. But guys, what I will definitely say is, somebody said that this man Chester's animations suck, and I can't front of you, I don't think Chester's animations suck. He's just a support unit. Like he is a weapon specialist, he is a weapon master, yes, but his effects are still cracked, and his animations could have been something more, I guess. But I mean, like, he's not a DPS, so I don't really expect him to do like a bunch of crazy over-the-top, you know, attack animations. Now, one animation that I do think is a little weird for Chester is his follow-up attack. For some reason, instead of just shooting after somebody else does something, he actually like rushes in. He pretty much rushes in like that, but he rushes in like really far, like he's gonna do like something like melee, and then he just starts shooting. And I'm just like, why did you even run in that far? Very weird. But like, people don't like the, like, I guess the animations are basic to a degree, yeah, but I don't think they look bad. But you can see that boy Narumi is doing his thing here. He is getting some crits here, I hope. Yes, crits on everybody. Excellent, excellent. His damage obviously has definitely been put in check for sure. I feel like, you know, the units that were really cracked and just washing every single stage yesterday, I feel like the things that I'm doing today, they're not just absolutely washing those stages. And I'm not gonna lie, I like this very minute scale power creep. It is healthy for the game. It gives you a reason to keep pushing your units and get them stronger, because yes, my Hoshina doesn't feel like he's hitting as hard as he was yesterday, but at the same time, when you consider I can still re-roll the stats on my unit parts, then all that does is inspire me to go harder and grind a few more unit parts or something like that. Now, how am I going to do that with the lack of stamina they give us? I couldn't really tell you. I'm going to go ahead and take it off of auto battle now, just because, okay. Let's say the one thing that you have to do, the one thing that you have to make sure of is that you don't waste the Sagan ultimate in the last phase. That consumed her entire ultimate, brother. What? Okay, so guys, there's a few things about this fight against Taliputes Hanju. These two things in the back are not like mobs. These are like cannons that charge up and attack, right? And you can see they have their own little mini health bar. There's not multiple health bars, just one little mini health bar. There is no break gauge, no nothing. Essentially, what this Kaiju has is two single target skills. Adamant Bite, and then also has Boulder Impact, which is like a headbutt it does, and it defenses down a specific unit. You want to continually use Sagan's taunt to keep the single targets aimed at her. Not only that, you want to deal enough damage to the back shoulder plates back here that whenever he charges up Boulder Toss, he can't actually do that attack, because if he does Boulder Toss, he's going to do large to medium damage to a single character and then do medium to small damage to an adjacent character. And if he does that along with doing his AoE attack in one turn, which is his ultimate, I believe, that's going to be very, very bad for your team and is going to wipe everybody out really fast. And throughout the fight, he is consistently going to be regenerating his little shoulder plates here. You can see the shoulder plates don't have any actual skills or anything like that. They don't have any resistances or anything like that. All you can do is just straight up destroy them. But it looks like since they have all these resistances, it looks like you can't even destroy them with like DOT. It looks like he may be the only one who can actually take DOT. But the reason why Nadami is going to be so cracked is, one, he has really just good AoE damage, and Sagan has decent AoE damage for a tank on her ultimate. But yes, Nadami is going to give you an opportunity to try and actually fight off these two shoulder blades and rip off these shoulder blades, because if you destroy the shoulder blades, when it's time for the Kaiju to actually do that skill, it's going to say no shoulder blades, action unavailable. So that is the way you want to control the fight. But the second reason why Nadami is so important is because you can see here, outside of the 3 blunt attacks you need to do to break the Kaiju and put it into a core exposed state, you also need to do 6 just physical damage attacks in general. And Nadami is going to absolutely burn through that, because every time Nadami does a blast attack, he grips through two layers of that in one sitting. So he's going to he only needs to do 3 different instances of damage to the enemy to actually get through this. Now let's actually go through this so we can actually see this effectively in effect. So we can see these things in effect. So already you can see Nadami is going to get up to doing damage to the back, shoulder blades, and also ripping through two of those plates. And luckily, Nadami is not a blunt damage unit at all. So when he does damage, it is not going to the blunt damage and then not going towards the plates of physical damage that you need to do, right? It is all going to that physical plate of damage. So he is just ripping through those physical plates of damage extremely, extremely fast. So this team has that perfect, okay, cool. We have the single target at Sagan, and then the next single target at Sagan, because she taunted, and literally she ate that with her shield, countered up. Now we're already through the blunt damage, and then Kafka is actually going to just do his ult here, and that's going to break us through the last little phase right here. But you can see how fast we just put the Kaiju in a core exposed state. That is the key to this fight. That consistent core exposed state is going to keep him from charging up that ultimate, and it's also going to keep him from doing the little shoulder blade attack, because Nadami's going to ult here and he's going to destroy the 2 shoulder plates. All right, the shoulder plates actually didn't get destroyed. It's crazy right there. But you can see there we actually got also some extra additional damage because of this man Chester here. And one of the buffs that he gives is called Field Ops. And whenever an ally has Field Ops, okay, look. So look, I didn't destroy the back plates. So they came for my units there. Now, chat, the reason why that happened that way, the last time I did this stage and I auto-battled it, the reason why it worked out a little bit better in the first little bit and I actually broke those plates before they actually hit me is because Sagan didn't get frozen the last run that I just did before I started recording the video. So when I came in here and Sagan was frozen and she completely lost her ultimate, she didn't have any damage to what's the word I'm looking for? She didn't have any damage to contribute to the back shoulder blades, 1. And 2, she didn't do her ultimate, which gives my entire team 30% extra crit damage. If I would have had the extra crit damage, we would have destroyed those two back shoulder blades, and they wouldn't have even popped off of the Kaiju, and I never would have even taken that damage there. But you can see Chester took a very big hit from that, and we do want to avoid that as much as we possibly can. But Sagan here, like I said, we're going to keep her taunting so that she can keep the aggro off of everybody else. But yes, as long as Sagan is taunting here and the shoulder blades are not in this man's back, we are going to be consistently getting single target attacks from him. Just those single target attacks. The AoE can come every now and then, but it's rare. It's mainly more the single target attacks, especially if the shoulder blades aren't there. But he's going to yell, he's going to regenerate his shoulder blades, and he's going to try to start doing the shoulder blade towards the next attack. Now, we did not get to use Sagan's ultimate on the shoulder blades, so they are at full health right now. But at the very least, we did, we don't have the blast attack. That's very unfortunate. We did at the very least, though, get to use, we have the 30% crit damage buff from Sagan at the moment. So, unfortunately, Chester is not an attacker. So sometimes, and guys, like I said, this is like my second run auto battle with this team. So there can be a few inconsistencies with the team, like somebody getting frozen in the room before. But let's see. If honestly, even if Nadami would have done a blast attack right there, it wouldn't have broken him because he still would have had 1 plate left. right? All right, so we just need, all right, cool. This is gonna break through the plating, which is good because I need to work on my Kaiju number 8 a little bit more. I need to get his skills leveled up. And honestly, when I had 1 in 16 turns versus under 14 turns, which is the mission you need to beat, when I had 1 in 16 turns instead of 14 turns, I was like, dang, what do I need to do? And I was gonna go and try to level up Kaiju number 8 skills. But then I might have leveled up one of Chester's skills instead. Or honestly, no, I just let the auto battle go and the auto battle just kind of hashed it out. The reason why I couldn't beat it when I was doing it versus the auto battle is because whenever I would have the Kaiju in a core exposed state, rather than using Nadami's ultimate to do as much damage as possible, what I was opting to do, he's about to do the shoulder thing as well because we didn't kill him fast enough. But what I did opt to do, oh no, he just did the single target attacks. Okay, that's actually excellent that the shoulder blades didn't come to us, because if we can get some more, if we can get another AoE, it's no, the shoulder blades are definitely coming this next turn here because Nadami is out of SP, so he can't do any blast attacks. So guys, the actual freezing of Sagan before this stage started up actually did kind of screw us a lot for this run here, because it staggered the SP, I feel like, in this room just now, because the last run that I just did on auto, the SP was absolutely perfect. There was no inconsistency or nothing. Everybody who needed the SP at the time that they needed had it. Now every time I'm getting to Nadami, this man doesn't have the SP to do his skills. Yeah, no. The SP definitely is chopped in this run. But even still, you can see the team is doing exactly what it needs to do. And the main thing that I wanted you guys to see was what Nadami is supposed to be doing. If Nadami was doing more blast attacks, yeah, the AoE is going to kill Chester. Yeah. So Chester dies this time, even though Chester absolutely didn't die last time. But we're still going to win it. But yes, you can see, like, just a little mix-up, just a little mess-up can literally screw the whole run. But I'm pretty sure we're still under 14 turns. And we also, Chester's the only person who died. But I'll be honest with y'all, chat. My Chester's probably the weakest unit out of all these units on my team because his uniparts kind of suck. Everybody else's uniparts are a little better. But yes, that is how you beat it. And that still was a 14-turn run. Quite literally, the only thing that made it so that Chester died was, I'm pretty sure it's that freeze that Sagan had at the start. Because, again, if Sagan had her ultimate at the start of the last room, that would have been extra damage to the shoulder blades already. That would have been extra crit damage from the start of the fight. And then everybody else doing everything would have just been more damage, and the shoulder blades would have been destroyed, and we would have had that cycle of the shoulder blades being destroyed. But because I didn't get to destroy the shoulder blades in that one turn right there, instead the cycle was the shoulder blades constantly coming back and constantly getting dropped on the dead man's head. So if you guys did enjoy that video, then you can definitely go down below and leave a like on the video. But that is going to be the bulk of how you're going to want to beat this stage here if you do not have the Kikuru. And like I said, this stage seems like it could be very ultimate for a showcase stage, but I gotta figure out different. Well, I would just have to switch this team around mainly so that I can use, like, maybe I want to use number 10 Hoshina in this stage and see how he fares versus using Nadami, right? Maybe the extra damage that Hoshina does is going to be better than what Nadami is doing for me and all the extra plate breaking that he's doing, right? But I even want to bring 4-star Hoshina into this room and see how he compares for a buffer for one person versus this man Chester being the buffer for everybody, and see what the impact is of that. But just different things to test out. We have 30 days to mess with this, or not 30 days, I'm sorry, I always say that. We have 2 weeks to mess with this, I'm pretty sure, right? No. What? The last one stayed for 15 days, but the limited one stayed for 30 days? Nah, I don't like that, bro. I want 2 of these a month, man. Well, no. Because there were 2 of these a month, that would mean that there would need to be characters to be limited with them, you know, throughout the month. But no, we don't need 2 of these a month then. If they're gonna be based around limited characters. But still, that is gonna be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy that, like I enjoyed that, I love that. That was so fun. I loved figuring out that fight earlier, man. Like I'm glad that one of my units died too, so you guys can see that fight is a tiny bit difficult, because all my units are level 100 there. All of them have uniparts. Some of them don't have the best uniparts, but they all have uniparts. And Chester has his weapon level 70, like he was there, you know. I have him somewhat there, you know. His skills are leveled up a bit, right? But even still, that just goes to show you that there's a little bit of difficulty in this fight, and they have it here for you for 30 days, guys. So definitely get to cooking on this and have some fun in this. I maybe need to start using this as a showcase stage for new units or something. But if you guys did enjoy the video, man, go down below, leave a like on the video, hit the subscription bell so you can get notified every single time the dead man hits the Kaiju glide and finds another crazy team for these fierce battle areas. And you also can comment down below and let me know what you want to know. And also, guys, if this is staying for 30 days, I'm not saying they're not going to release another character for a month, but I'm just like, if they didn't, I wouldn't be upset, because they did just drop 2 on our heads. and we were sitting on them for 19 days. So we got plenty of time to try and get them. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, if you like the video, go down and do everything the dead man said. But also remember that the dead man does love ya. Peace.